firm it up. Somebody has an Achilles issue, you're going to firm it up. You know, so we have a full guideline or rule book that's biomechanically based. You know, what to do if somebody has iliotibial band issues and things like that. So we have suggested fits for condition, but it's about the dialogue and the you know, interaction that's going on with the customer and what they're telling you, what they're feeling, what type of running they're doing, what type of training they're doing. You know, I have a lot of runners that, you know, are real big toe runners and they want to toe off quicker, and I go firmer in the front for that. You know, just specifically dialed in for them. And side to side, you know. They say 65% of us overpronate, and to varying degrees, you know. So it's just nice to be able to, you know, tune into it specifically for the individual.
Fish, what is your kind of best guide or estimate as to how long it takes someone unfamiliar with this system to be pretty proficient about using all the different components to fit in?
You know, I've done training, you know, in 4 hours as far as the quickest, as far as training retailers on how to sell it. The fit process, once you know what you're doing as far as fitting the consumer, is quick. It's 15 minutes, except for when I get that guy that really wants me to do 12 views on the video gate system instead of, you know, the normal 2. You know, you'll run into that kind of stuff. But we offer biomechanics training in Boulder, which we have 2 different class levels. We have a 3-day class and we have a day-and-a-half class. And if you go through that, I mean, you're set. I mean, it's a fantastic program. But otherwise, out in the store, I mean, usually I can train people in about 4 hours. Did that answer your question? Yeah. Okay.
You mentioned that if somebody's got one leg behaving differently than the other leg, you can adapt the shoe appropriately with different inserts. Sometimes we talk to some providers and they'll say, well, if they've got a different leg than the other, it's from something else. And so is that not causing more trouble? It's not, you know what I mean? I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so basically we're addressing biomechanics from the bottom up is pretty much our approach, and our goal obviously is to try and neutralize the gait as best we can. You know, are you talking about doing lifts and things like that? Or?
Well, say somebody's got say they've got a like an interior pelvis rotation on one side,
right,
or an upslip or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, I mean, we are running into that, and we are working with all of those types of issues. And, I mean, our goal with the Somnio is just, like I said, that basic, to try and neutralize as best we can. And we're looking at the foot, we're looking at the ankle, we're looking at the knees, and we're looking at the hips. So, and as fitters, you can decide, like in my stores, my video gait analysis, I have from the hips down. I have retailers that are going all the way up to the shoulders and trying to neutralize all the way up. And it comes down to, I think, your comfort level with adjusting people, and changing somebody's biomechanics can be severe, and we have a recommended regimen that we follow as far as, okay, you're going to run with this fit this amount of time, and you're going to go back to your old ways, and you're going to retraining your body. You know, it's just like if you've got somebody that's, you know, kicking out their foot too far, and you're trying to retrain them to bring it back in straight. I mean, you got to go into it responsibly and mildly. So it's about how comfortable you are with doing that.
Any other specifics, questions? We can definitely show you the gait analysis software. I don't know, I believe you've seen it. Is that?
I have seen it.
You've seen it, okay.
So you have your own specific proprietary software that we would use for video analysis?
Yes, we've got, you know, it's a computer-based system. You can view up to 6 shoes at the same time. Line up on my, I've got a bank of 3 different videos with the same guy running, but it gives you the opportunity to both show them, you know, you bring them in, you tape them in the shoe they came in, and then, you know, any shoe on the wall really will work. But you can also use it to, you know, if you're not certain whether they need a 2mm or a 3mm wedge, you put them each in the shoe, video, them running, you know, 10 seconds, just enough. And the system has the ability to, it's called a set event. You can move it frame by frame until one shoe, whichever one you pick, typically we train with the left, till that foot first hits the treadmill, you hit that set event, and it will line up every video at that exact point. So it lines up all the videos to where they're all starting and you're in the same point. As long as they have a consistent gait you want to keep the treadmill at the same speed. You know, if you change that, it's gonna change it a little bit. But if you keep the treadmill at the same speed, you know, most people are going to have a very similar stride pattern and similar stride length. So you can compare at the same point in their gait how each shoe is going to affect their foot strike and how much that ankle is pronating.
It's a really nice tool, and people love it. I mean, everybody likes to see themselves recorded. You know, how am I running, and really be able to break it down. It's nice, and it's got a nice marketing feature too. So once you've done the analysis on them, you can just shoot it right to their email too, so they can have that sitting in their inbox when they get home. Comes with your company logo and whatever. You can put a coupon on the bottom. You can put your store hours or whatever you want to include. You know, in the message. So, and we've found when we've done some sample tracking with it that people pass it on to an average of 6 people. So, which is kind of nice. So they're, you know, sharing with all their friends. Like, look what I did today. So.
And it's getting your logo, your hours, your name, address, everything out every time they forward that video. It sends with the with all of your store information on it that's been customized for you.
Before we go to that, can we go through the shoes just briefly as to, because I know I've seen this before, but you've got several different shoes and it seems a little overwhelming even for me. You've seen it before. Which ones do we use? And if I've got because you put me in a neutral but with some control, but I could probably still also do a mild or a moderate with no control.
Exactly.
And kind of line them up from.
And then I would like them to see the thing you have for your that laser thing, because we do that knee test anyway.
Right.
We don't have a laser, and we were talking kind of about the wow factor.
It is.
It's not really. I mean, for what they're doing, it's different, but it's not a lot different than what we're doing. But now we've got a little laser on it, and then we show it corrected. I mean, that's kind of...
Well, and then people can feel it, too. When you post them on top of that device, especially the people that are true overpronators, when they first do that bended knee, it feels unstable. You post them, and it's like, wow, that's so much easier.
All of a sudden they're
it truly feels good to them. So I'll let you run.
Sure.
Can I ask one question about that?
Sure.
What about, it could be the foot that's funny, or it could be a weakness issue. So, is that take care of either? Is it better for one versus the other? Like if it's a foot causing the need to track inwards versus a hip strength issue, it's fine for both.
Yeah, it's fine for both, and for us, it's a starting point.
Okay.
It's a definite wow factor, and it's a starting point. And then we fit from there with a gait analysis.
All right, yeah, to kind of run through the line, I've kind of lined it up from least to most, and then the trail at the far end. This is our hot sauce. It's going to be our racing flat. We have updated, this is just the sample outsole. It's going to have a kind of fabric type similar to an Asics Duo sole on the production model. That's actually going to lighten it up, but it's about 9 ounces. It's going to be really a kind of a racing flat for the masses. You know, it's not your ultra lightweight, but it's something that anyone from your elite through your 25-minute 5K could wear for a race, because it's still going to have that ability to add the wedging, to add the different insoles, and give somebody the ability to control their foot. And someone that maybe couldn't have run a marathon in a flat now can, because you can control that pronation through a lighter weight shoe, and something that's going to give them more of a racing flat feel. Again, the racing flat and the trail shoe, because of the lower midsole height, don't have a interchangeable forefoot cushion. Just so that we could lower the midsoles down a little bit, we just took that out. They take up too much space, but that's going to be our most minimal shoe, and it's going to be the lightest weight. The next one's the pacemaker. It's going to be kind of the lightweight trainer. It's still maintaining the 12mm heel drop, just kind of giving people that standard lightweight trainer feel. So it's a carryover midsole from our 2010 shoe and a new upper, kind of lightening it up and giving it a little more modern look to it. Then we get into the Renaissance, which is going to be that Nada drop, that 4mm drop on a neutral shoe. It's got a nice 2mm